We're in part 3 of the Intro to Engineering and Technology exam. We're going to create something in Illustrator. So I'm going to go ahead and open up Adobe Illustrator. And don't worry about that message. Once this opens up, you're going to go to File and go to New. And we're going to pause right here and make sure that we set it up so it matches mine. So first of all, we want to make sure that the width is 24 and the height is 3.5. Okay, and hit OK. Make sure your units are set to inches as well. That'll be helpful. So we should have something that looks like this. We're only going to use this lower corner right here. I just wanted to set this up as a template so that yours might be used when we go to cut them out on the laser. So what we're going to do is make a little coaster for Dad for Father's Day, and I'll show you how we might go about doing this. So I'm going to come in here, and underneath the rectangle tool, you're going to see that there's an ellipse tool. We're going to select the ellipse tool. If you hold the shift key down, and that's important, you're going to make sure that you get a perfect circle. Now I want that circle to be located in a certain spot. So under Windows here, if we go to Transform right here, it'll call up this window, and with this selected, we can change the size of that to be 3 by 3. And we can also change its location to put it wherever we want. And I'm going to put it at 1.75 in both directions. And it's going to put it right on the corner of my sheet, right where I want it. So take a look at these numbers, match those up. Again, I had the selection tool, selected it first, and gave these values. All right. So next we want to make sure that this is going to be the cutout for our coaster. So if you remember, in order to cut in the laser cutter, this needs to be set to 0.001. And you've got a stroke of black here. So we're going to hit Enter. I'm going to click on this guy and make sure that there's no fill to it. It's blank. So I have this selected still, and I just clicked right on it and had no fill. So now we want to put some text on here. I'm going to zoom in a little bit to make it a little easier to work. So I'm going to grab the zoom tool, just make a box around this and fill my screen up with this. If you hold the space bar down, you'll notice you'll get this little hand that allows you to move things around. You might find that helpful. Get things out of your way. You can also move these out of your way. All right, so I want to type on a path. So I'm going to create a path from this circle that we already created. And I'm going to do that by going to, it's still selected. If it wasn't, you could come over here and select it. You're going to go to Object and go to Path and go to Offset Path. And the first one we're going to do is going to be negative 0.5 inches in. And it's going to create this right here. I'm going to come up and grab the Type tool, but if you click underneath here, you're going to see there's an option for typing on a path. So I'm going to select that guy and click right on this path and then start typing. Now, if that's not the font you want, well, either way, we're going to come up here and go to, under Window and select the Type option. If it's not already selected, I'm going to hit Character. And then I can pick some different fonts. And I'm going to have to highlight it first, just like you would any other text in any other program. So if you highlight it, you could pick a different font. Okay. Don't need to pick that font. Pick whatever you'd like. You can change the size of it, make it a little bit bigger. Okay. And if we want to rotate it, if you grab this tool right here and come on the outside, we can rotate it so that it's straight up and down. Good. So now I want to create a path for something on the bottom of this. So I'm going to grab my pointer tool again and select my outer circle. In this case, I'm going to go to Object, Path, Offset Path again, but I'm only going to do it negative 0.2 this time. and you'll see why in a second. Now when I grab my type tool, I'm going to select this line and start typing. Oops. But that's on the wrong side. I want it to be facing the other way. So if I come up to type and go to type on path and type on path options, this little dialog box comes up. First thing I'm going to do is hit the preview option, and then I'm going to flip this, and you'll notice that 2018 goes to the inside, which is exactly where I want it. I hit OK, I grab my pointer tool, and now I rotate this one so that it's centered. So got part of it done. We need to add some artwork now. So I'm going to jump to the web and let's do a little Google search. If I were making one for myself, images, tools, type, line art, size, medium, and let's find something that looks decent. Not a lot of great choices. All right, let's just say this was something I wanted. That's my boat. I'm going to right click, I'm going to save image, and I'm going to put it in my final exam folder. And we're good. Close out of there. And now under file and place, I'm going to find that boat. Woo. If you hit Control 0, it'll fit everything to the screen. And then if you hold the Shift key down, you can resize your artwork so that it's going to fit where you want it to be. Came in a little large. Now, if you can't see it, or if it's blocking out part of, remember we can zoom back in on this here. If I notice it's cutting out part of my day under Father's Day. So I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. I want it to be bigger, holding my Shift key. But I don't want it to block out any of my text. So I'm going to right click and arrange and send it to the back. Now if you can't see it when you do that, it's because your circles are filled with some color. So you're going to have to select these and make sure that they don't have any color. Again, I'm going to hold the Shift key, make it a little bit bigger. All right, I'm done. I'm ready to make my coaster. I'm going to hit save. And I'm going to put it in my final exam, call it my last name. Now, I'd like you to find some artwork, and you could put, anything on there. Doesn't need to say Happy Father's Day. Could have your dad's name, could have whatever you'd like. So this is ready to cut for the laser. When we go to cut them, what I want to do is call one person's up, and then we'll copy and paste them next to each other, and that way we can cut several at a time. We should be able to get half of them done at a time. That's it.